Hello there, I'm Lyndon Thorpe, and this is Mindful Moments, Touch Your Heart Every Day. I'm here on Tuesday, Wednesday, and Friday to help you to lay down a foundation of mindfulness to sustain your busy life. If you're here for the first time, it's a great investment, great decision. And I'm Lyndon Thorpe, as I say. I'm a meditation teacher, mindful educator, among many other things. My main work is embodiment, mentoring. So I'm highly qualified to lead you into a short mindful practice. Welcome, LinkedIn members and YouTubers. Thank you if you're following me usually and you're here working to build your own mindful space. So this week we're going to be talking more about trust. Last week the theme was inner trust equals outer wealth, and we're going to expand that this week in the masterclass on Wednesday. We're going to talk more about the outer wealth part, and the idea is that you are, if your body is working well, if you are in touch with your spirit, if you've got balance between your body, mind, and spirit, then you start to build up an electromagnetic field. Yeah, it comes from the heart. The heart is 60 times stronger than the brain in terms of emanations of vibrations. It's hugely strong, massive kind of muscle. And that heart energy spirals out into your world, into everything you do in your life, and reaches the people you meet, the people you influence. And that heart energy is so appreciated. Yeah. Everybody's so frantic to be visible, to be heard, to push away competitors. That's not the world we want to live in, really. So I'm going to bring you out of that for 30 minutes so that you can regenerate and deal with it in a better way. Okay, so remember, everything inside is what matters. And we do have everything we need to be truly happy, truly successful. It's all there inside. We simply need to uncover it. And that's what this practice really does. It helps you to really get back in touch with your true nature. So as we go into the practice, let's just meditate on that and reflect gently on that idea that you are intrinsically magnetic. Yeah, you attract certain people, you attract certain opportunities, you attract wealth. Like attracts like. That's a universal value. So if you're positive and good and emanating heart energy all the time, you'll be a beacon of light in your circle, and the beacons of light in the sky will respond to that. And the beacons of light among your community and your extended community will respond to it. So that's where it all starts. Inner wealth. Inner trust equals outer wealth. Of course, we have inner wealth too. Okay, let's get started then. Really, it's the same structure every single time. I advise you to sit with your spine vertical or stand, whichever. And the important thing is to keep your feet flat on the floor so that you're really grounded. If you're sitting, it's a good idea to feel the weight of your body, and that means the gravitational force will be evident. Feel that gravitational pull down through your lower body, especially if you're sitting. And feel that your sitting bones are really sitting heavily in your chair. If you're standing, your feet are going really down into the earth. All the weight of your body is going down into the earth. And this is letting gravity help us, really. So feel you're really grounded. And that's what we mean by grounding. It's very physiological and physical too. We can either fight the gravitational force or we can relent and give into it. Giving into it is the best way to use it. I really feel you're grounded. And then your spine emanates up from those sitting bones, or from, if you're standing, from the base of your spine. And above you is the sky and the universe. And there you have it. You have a tremendous connection between the earth and the sky. We are, human beings are, the principal connection between the earth and the sky. And in many ways, we are the chosen species. We are master communicators. We have all these inner states, such as compassion and trust and so on, which we can, gratitude, which we can really emanate into the universe. So every session starts with the ringing of a bell. When you detect the vibration of my bell, please allow your eyelids to soften and just let them fall. But don't close them entirely, because you may get sleepy, and I need you to be 100% aware during this practice. This practice is essentially about heightened awareness. Okay, here we go. Wonderful. So now take a moment, because it will take a moment to make the transition from the almost overwhelming visual, intellectual world of firework displays of thoughts and concepts and images and so on. It would take a moment to come down from that, down into your central core, down into that quiet, still center of you. And as you come down, just take a little moment to move your weight from side to side, just 1 centimeter to the right, 1 centimeter to the left, and right and left. And if you just move in that very small space, you'll find a point at which you feel truly balanced. And we can do the same going forward. Forward 1 centimeter, backwards 1 centimeter, forwards, backwards, and eventually you'll find a place where you're really balanced. The crown of your head is going up into the sky, the soles of your feet down into the earth. Wonderful. Now, as you come down into that quiet center of yourself, unique to you, powerful, so powerful, and this practice will potentize that power. As you come down, you'll probably notice 2 things. The first one is your breath. You suddenly become really aware of the rhythm of your breath, the extraordinary feelings of breathing. And the trick is to breathe with your breath. Don't change anything. This is non-doing. So you're not going to make any obvious changes. They'll all be very subtle changes that happen automatically. So, yes, really feel the breath, the in breath, the out breath, and just breathe with it. Breathe along. And notice at that stage what your shoulders are doing. Do they feel tight? Is your chest open or closed? Do you feel any tension in the upper body? How about your head? How does that feel? Take a note of all these things. Any pains anywhere? Any tightness anywhere? Are you clenching anywhere? Make sure your hands are open and relaxed on your thighs, or if you're standing, down by your sides. Take a note, because by the end of the practice, that will all change. Yeah. The second thing you may notice is a tendency to generate images and words as I speak. And this is natural. We're taught to do it in the visual world. But here in the invisible world, you don't need any of that. Yeah, we don't need symbols here. We just need the concrete elements. Okay, so yeah, gently pull yourself away from creating new words, new images around what I say, and bring all your energy together. No distractions. Okay, let's start stage one. Bring all that energy, all that incredible mind energy, undistracted by the visual, by words, by images. Bring it all into a laser beam, a strong, bright laser beam. Potent, penetrating, and unique to you. Nobody else's laser beam is the same as yours. We are all unique, all 8 billion of us on the planet. And now please slide your laser beam outside your immediate environment. Outside your walls and windows, outside your ceiling and roof. If you're in a vehicle, outside the vehicle. If you're outdoors, as far afield as you can. And we're going to start scanning the outer environment with our laser beam, little by little, moving the beam inch by inch, above, below, to the left, to the right, in front, and behind. Detecting vibrations, any vibration, no matter how small or large, near or far. And when you encounter a vibration, pause, accept, and move on. No need to label, no need to guess. And as you scan your outer environment, you are a tiger, stalking through the undergrowth in the jungle, and any vibration around you, whether small or large, represents the next meal or maybe a threat. And so animals, when they are prowling around looking for food and so on, are 100% alert and aware. Every skin pore, every hair follicle is alert. And it's this alertness in the whole body that we practice now, from the crown of your head right down to the tips of your toes. Every single skin pore, every hair follicle is alive to any vibration in the outer environment. Scan as far afield as you can, knowing that animals and also tribal peoples who live close to the earth in traditional life can detect vibrations at 10 miles. And I've seen that with my own eyes, so I know it's true. We can do it too. Our ancestors did it. That's how they survived. They were not intellectual. They didn't just focus on the ears and intellectual listening. They used the whole body. This is whole body listening. So keep scanning, keep moving. And when you find a vibration, pause, accept, and keep going. Move on. Wonderful. So now let's move to stage 2. Slide the laser beam of your unique mind, your unique energy inside your immediate environment, inside your walls and windows, inside your ceilings and roof. If you're in a vehicle, inside the vehicle. And if you're outdoors, create a 30-meter radius around you and scan up to the limit of that radius. And start to scan above, up into your corners, up into the sky, below, down under your furniture, down into the earth, to the left, to the right, in front and behind. Scanning meticulously for any kind of vibration. And when you encounter one, pause, accept, and move on. Every skin pore, every hair follicle is alive and alert from the crown of your head to the tips of your toes. And as you continue to scan, just keep going meticulously in all directions, up into your ceilings, right above into the loft, down into the attic, everywhere in your internal environment. If you're in a car, into the engine chamber, into the boot at the back, detecting any vibrations. And as you scan, as you continue scanning, let me just bring your attention to your breath. I mentioned it at the start, but really your breath is your most valuable asset. It's free, it's unconditional. The moment you're born, the breath is there. You don't have to do anything, usually. And it represents an extraordinary relationship we each have with the earth. The earth is the only planet that provides breathable air. And our bodies are 100% evolved so that they can process that raw oxygen efficiently, retain the nutrients, expel the unwanted components, and so you live. Yeah, this is life. The breath, it all starts with the breath, as many of our main religious texts tell us. So, really take a moment to feel deep gratitude. Gratitude is not a thought, it's a state. So, feel it right down in your gut, in your solar plexus, and feel it welling up towards your heart. Gratitude is real heart energy, nothing to do with the cerebral cortex or cognition. It's deeply anchored into the body. I really feel that sense of gratitude for your breath. You may never have thought of this before, but really, it deserves your full attention for a few moments each day. I start each of my days with gratitude for my breath. Gratitude that I got through the night and didn't even have to bother about consciously breathing. I could sleep and still breathe. It's a miracle. So take a moment to really appreciate that deeply. Gratitude will create a foundation for everything you do. It's essential to be grateful for what we already have, and we have so much in modern life. But it all starts with the breath. Okay, wonderful. Let's move on to stage 3. Slide the incredible laser beam of your mind, hot, penetrating, potent, inside your body, right down to the tips of your toes as your feet are grounded on the Earth's surface, and start to scan along the tops of the feet and along the soles of the feet towards the heel. Slide your laser beam up into your ankle joints, make space, bring heat and light inside that joint, those joints, soften the cartilage. Then start to scan up the lower leg, little by little, meticulously, detecting any vibrations, illuminating any tightness or darkness, scanning methodically upwards. And eventually you encounter the calf muscles. These are often hard from the bombardment of gravity and perhaps poor posture or tiredness. So take the heat and light of your mind inside those muscles, warm them up, illuminate them, And let's move up then into the knee joints. Make space, bring light there, soften the cartilages. Then start to scan the thigh, the longest bone and muscle area of most adult humans. Scan meticulously upward if you're standing, along if you're sitting. And when you encounter a vibration, pause, accept, and move on. And eventually, as you progress along the thigh area, you'll encounter the torso. And at the base of the torso is your base chakra. This is the center of energy of your entire body. It's the place of birth for women, procreation for men, and elimination for everybody. So eliminating toxins from our bodies is just as important as breathing. If we don't get rid of those toxins, we don't survive. So really value this area. And it's a congregation of nerve endings and so on, all together there at the base of your spine. Nearby are the coccyx. These are 3 to 5 tiny little bones that are the remnant of a tail when you were a different kind of mammal. Scan up those. Then you encounter the sacrum, spade-shaped. This is quite a big bone at the base of the spine. It helps us bear weight, not only our own weight, but the weight of anything we're carrying. Scan up that. Then you come to the chunky bones of the lumbar spine. Bone, disc, bone, disc. These are weight bearing, so they're really chunky, strong bones. So keep climbing up now, the back of the body in the center, bone, disc, up behind the intestines, flickering away, processing your food, bone, disc, up behind the solar plexus, the center of gravity of the body, bone, disc, and up behind the diaphragm, the principal breathing muscle of the body, bone, disc, and eventually you encounter the rib cage. Inside the rib cage, all your vital organs, the most magnificent of which is your heart, emanating incredible vibrations out into the world, 60 times stronger than the brain. Climb up behind your heart, bone, disc, bone, disc. The bones are much smaller here as we climb, and the discs with it. The discs are white cartilaginous material that take the heat and light of your mind, of your laser mind, into those discs and soften them. Bone, disc, bone, disc. And in the top part of the chest, we have the lungs flickering away, processing oxygen to allow you to live and to thrive. Bone, disc, bone, disc. And eventually we meet the notch on the back of the neck. You can reach up and touch it if you like. And from here on up, the cervical spine, these bones are much smaller. Bone, disc, bone, disc. And eventually the spine disappears up inside the skull. And at the very top of the spine, just beneath your brain matter, is the atlas joint. And the atlas joint is a pivot point for your skull. Your skull is not attached to your spine. It's held in place by muscles. So the atlas joint is very important for our head movements and facial expressions. And we have over 10,000 at our disposal. So we are master communicators, as I mentioned. So there you have it. You're at the top of your spine, at the crown of your head. Heavens are above, below your feet, the earth, in your seat. Gravity is pulling you down into your seat, and you've lengthened your spine by at least 1 centimeter, purely with the power of your laser mind. No doing. When you detect the vibration of my bell, allow your eyes to float open gently and stare ahead into the visual world. Wonderful. So, if you feel as good as I do after just 30 minutes, then this is a practice for you. You need to keep doing it every single day. And if you want to do it when it's not convenient to do it with me, then you can still do it with me with my Lodestone 1. Lodestone 1 is a 30-day program. You buy a lifetime license very cheaply, and you can use this whenever you like. There are audio transmissions for each of the 30 days. You just keep working your way through them. And by the end of that time, you will have really got back into touch with your true nature. This anchored in your spine, whole body awareness, your breath really relaxed and really your shoulders softened, your chest opened, and so on, then you are in the perfect condition to navigate and negotiate the visual intellectual world. Stay anchored in this way, and everything out in the visual world will be much easier to cope with. You won't get pulled out so much. And so you will remain balanced between body, spirit, and mind. Wonderful to be with you today. Please come back tomorrow and let's continue on with this wonderful practice, life-giving, life-saving practice. If you do this practice, you will definitely avoid burnout. Thank you so much. See you tomorrow.